Welcome back to Sounds of Montreal. We're here at the 2025 Montreal Auto Salon. I'm on my fourth take because the damn speakers won't stop talking. So here we are. We're here with the A12 Comp Aperta. Beautiful V12, one of the last naturally aspirated V12s coming out. I would think before the Dolce Cilindri, I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. Then we're going to move on to a beautiful Azzurro Dino F12 TDF, which shares, I believe, the same 6.5 liter V12. And then we're going to go right to one of my favorite cars ever, the 599 GTO. The 599 GTO is by far one of the loudest V12s Ferrari ever produced. Beautiful car, beautiful sound, incredible little lineup here, some incredible V12s, especially that Aperta. If you want to see an A12 comp screaming and drifting and doing all that crazy stuff, check out Sounds of Montreal. We have those clips on the channel, so make sure to check it out. We're going to move on to another V12, the Super America. Beautiful car. Amazing spec, really love the cream interior. It goes really well with this blue paint job. I forget the name of the blue, but I do know the name of that. I think that's Ferrari Scuderia on the 599 GTO. Now we're moving on to the 550 Barchetta, another beautiful car. Fucking, like, these things are super rare. You never see them. There's only 448 in existence. Pretty incredible. Then we're gonna move on to the flat 12s. We got the 512M as well as the 512 TR, both flat 12s from Ferrari. The last of the flat 12s came in that 512 TR, if I'm not mistaken, 512M, if I'm not mistaken. Now, if we're going to move on, we're going right to the 512 BBI, which is another flat engine, beautiful V12 flat 12 engine, beautiful car. Look at the quality. They don't make cars like they used to. Just look at the beautiful reddish interior. It's just great. Now we're going to move on to a 365 GTV4, another V12. I can't remember if this was a flat or not, but Vern will correct me. I'm sure of it. He always does when he's done editing all this crap. He's just going to be like, you were wrong again, old man. But it doesn't matter. Vern is really loving this. So we got the 365 GTV. And then we're going to move on to the 330 GTC and the 275 GTB. Very rare, very cool. Some of the first Ferraris ever produced by Enzo, and this is just one of those things. But first, before we get onto the other side, I'm just going to bring Vern with me real quick, and I just want to show him real something. Now, if you look really carefully, Vern, one of my favorite all-time vehicles is right there, and that is a Challenge Stradale in blue Tour de France paint, right next to all its brethren, the 16M, the Speciale Aperta, the Pista Spider. It's unbelievable to see all three of these challenge cars lined up. We're just missing the, oh wait, no, there's the 348 Speciale right there. Perfect, everything is here. We're gonna move on. I think we have another 275 or a 550. It's a, sorry, 575 or a 550. It's a 550 in yellow. Come on, Vern, keep looking at the cars. They're so beautiful, you don't wanna not film them. Unbelievable. So we're gonna move on real quick. Here we have the 550 Maranello in yellow. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same car that we got to visit with the Ferrari Club of America at their cupcakes and coffee event a couple years back. It was a really good little event, and I believe this 550 did show up. Not sure the same one, but definitely the same spec. Now we're going to move on to a little bit more of the classics. We've got a 308 and a 328, both very cool Ferraris. It's probably one of the like more famous ones just because of television alone with Magnum PI and all those things. And a lot of people really love them. But before we move on to the other side, we're going to go all the way to the other side. So just take in this beauty of what we've seen so far out of these cars. The amazing classics, the amazing V12s. This is just it's just going to be one of those car shows of the year. I think 2025 is really making up something special. But we're going to move on to some of the newer models and a real old classic. So we'll catch up when we get to that section. Now we're still going through all of the Ferraris. There's like 30 of them here. The 2004 Schumacher F1 car, championship winning, V10 years, really, really cool. We got the V12 Pursang up next, the latest, greatest from Ferrari outside the 12 Cilindri, but at least it has a V12, right? Everyone needs a V12. Moving on, we got the SF90 V8 hybrid, 1,000 horsepower, 700 grand, give or take. Unbelievably how expensive that car was. It started at 500, but now they're about $700,000, $800,000. We got the 296 GTS, also hybrid powered, V6, 817 horsepower, absolutely incredible. We got the Roma Spider, probably the best looking entry level Ferrari that you can get, absolutely stunning. Very, very, very cool. Now we're moving on. We got the beautiful 1971 246 GT Dino. in Giallo Modena, I believe. Absolutely stunning car, really, really beautiful. We got to spend a little bit of time with this in April when we visited the collection. The one car that was not there when we visited was this Bachmano 1 Expo, what the fuck, I don't know, piece of shit. Anyways, it is a one-of-one carbon, a full carbon exposed, dry carbon, only one in the world that was made for this, and Mr. Poirier owns it. Very, very cool. We're going to move on to, I believe, McLaren next, if not that, somewhere else. Yeah, that's about all of the Ferraris that I've seen. So we're going to go find our stuff so it doesn't get stolen, and then move on to the next stuff. Like I was saying, we got a bunch of cool cars here. Here is the Monza SP2, another V12. You know how much I love V12s. This is a pretty cool car. We got to see this back in April when we visited the collection with Ferrari Club of Quebec, Ferrari Club of America chapter of Quebec. We went with them to visit the collection and see some of the cool cars. The SP2 is very cool. And we move on to this wildly Novitec wheels by the looks of things on this F8 Spider. Next to it is the F8 Tributo. And then these are basic, I mean, they're entry-level Ferraris, but they are pretty quality, 400 grand each roughly. Great V8s in them, turbocharged, probably the last of the V8 turbos we're going to see out of Ferrari. Moving on, we got this, the Pista Spider, one of my favorite cars. I love a Pista. Another V8 turbo. Then we'll move on to one of the best naturally aspirated cars ever, the Speziale Aperta. Absolutely stunning car. Beautiful spec on this with the blue carbon on the back, the freaking gold wheels, the blue striping, the blue interior. Luckily, we got to see this car at the collection in April when we were lucky enough to visit. Right next to it, a very rare car because you never see them. You see more Scuds than you do the 16Ms, but this is the 16M, which is the 430 Spider Aperta, whatever you want to call it, variant of this Scuderia. Very cool car. Also, same color as the GTO over there at 599 in Rosa Scuderia. Now we're moving on to the TDF Blue Challenge Stradales, one of the best sounding V8s Ferrari has ever produced, and I will fight people over that. That is one of the best sounding cars to ever be made and to ever exist. Hands down, love the Challenge Stradale. Then we move on to the 355, beautiful car, beautiful spec in the Giallo Modena. We got the 348 Special, and as we went over, the 328 and the 308 GTS. But we got more important stuff over here, Vern. Don't get lost on the 328. We already did 328. We're moving on to what it became, and that is the 288 GTO. Now look at this monster. It was set up for Group B rally, never made it, sort of like the 959 Porsche, and it was set up in 1988. Right next to it is the beautiful F40. We're going to go around the other way and look at the back mono and stuff. Oh, wait, never mind, we can go. All right, perfect, there's no one there. So we got the 288 GTO. We saw it last year. We got to visit it with the collection. Right next to it, we got the 1990 F40 V8 turbo, unbelievable car. I cannot tell you how much this car, I love this car. It's fucking fantastic. Then we're going to move on. Then we got the F50. Just take a look at that F40 again, just to get a good grasp of how cool it is. To have all of the five together is just amazing. We're missing the regular old LaFerrari that was here last year. We got the F50, the Enzo, beautiful car, love the Enzo. And then we have the rebodied Ferrari 250 GT that was rebodied into a GTO. Still has the V12, but just it's not a real GTO. It's not the $72 million car. It is a rebodied 250 GT done by some, most of it was done at factory from what I understand. It's a very cool car. And the fact that it is here and is done, it is wild. If you look over on the other side, we have the 2004, I believe, Schumacher's winning Formula One car. Next to it is the Purisang with the SF90 in a Spider format, and it's a Stradale, but apparently probably got the Fiorano package without the stickering. Then we got the 296 GTO, Roma Spider, and then the Dino and Giallo Modena. Next to it is the Expo. Now, before it gets a little crazy here, we're just going to quickly go take a look at the LAF and then the 250 or the 250 GT. This is the Aperta, 70th anniversary, beautiful car, really cool. Right next to the Enzo, one of my favorite cars of all time. I just want you to take a look at those center locks, fucking fantastic. And then you got the F50, the F40, and the 288. But since we got some more view here, we can look at the 250. This is a 250 GT. It was rebodied. It still has the V12 that we got to see back in April when we visited the collection. Now, it's a very cool car, really well done. A lot of it was done by factory, as I was saying, so it's pretty close to a 250 GTO without actually being a 250 GTO. So it's pretty wild. We're going to move on to other section of the car. I hope you're enjoying the show, 2-4. If you look really closely, there's Olivier over there. There he is. He's right there. I see him. He's looking Olivier-ing. He's not going to wave at us. Oh, well. Now we're getting crowded. So, yeah, take a look at the 250 GT, the laugh, the big 5. Just soak that in, Vern. Soak it in, Vern. Look at it. It's beautiful. 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 So many cool cars here today. And then after that, we're going to look at the 2004 Ferrari. Oh, my God. It's Olivier. Olivier, how are you enjoying the show so far?
Thriving. I've never been more excited in my entire goddamn life.
I can see the excitement all over your face right now.
These are all cars I've never seen before.
I know, and I know that you've never driven in the F50 or the F40 before either.
No.
Never sat in them, never been near them.
No.
No, same here. Same here.
No.
Same here.
I think it's my first time ever seeing one. Actually.
Oh, really? Yeah. Unbelievable.
Especially red.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy. I'll see you in a bit. All right, we're going to move on. Still walking through the 2025 Auto Show there in Montreal. We're here at the McLaren Montreal booth. We got a couple cars that are pretty wild here. We have the 750S Spider, and I believe, I forget what blue it is. It's one of the many blues that they offer. It's pretty wild. Look at it. It's a good little spec on it. Replacement for the 720. It's pretty exciting. And if we keep moving on, we're going to come on to this MSO interiored 750S Spider. It is probably one of the brightest interiors I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm being blinded by looking at it. It's like looking at my legs when I'm wearing shorts. Vern knows what I'm talking about. But anyways, 750S Spider. Then we're going to move on to the Artura. These both have V8 turbos, 4.4 liter, 4.3 liter. I can't remember off the top of my head. We got a V6 hybrid with the Artura. It's not a bad little spec, black on gold. Very classic looking. Not so sure about the pinstriping around the seats. Very, very, very bright. Besides that, that's the McLaren's lineup from last year. We're going to move on to the other side, but first we'll just run over and just look at the Lotuses. All the Lotuses over here. Every single one is in a Mira in various different specs, from the inline 4 first edition to the Lotus Racing edition to the yellow one. Look, there's a blue one too. Yeah, but they're all the same thing. They're quick little cars. They're pretty cool. Vern is yelling at me. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. Doesn't matter. Now we're just looking at the rest of the McLarens. We got the McLaren GTS. It's probably the shortest named McLaren they have, but it is the GTS. You know how you can tell it's a GTS? It's by the GTS badge in the bottom from what I know, but it still has a V8, 4.3 liter V8 turbo. We got another Artura here, the Artura Spider in papaya orange. Looks really good. These things are actually really good sounding for a V6. And then we have the last of the 4 Arturas they have here for the show today, here from McLaren, which is pretty cool. I'm a big fan of the Artura. I like it. I mean, still got a V6 hybrid, but it does sound pretty good. We'll just take a nice little overshot view of all of these beautiful McLarens. And then we're going to head over to Lotus again, just to give us a little bit more of a closer look at those cars. And yeah, then we're going to hopefully move on to Lamborghini and find us a Porsche. Maybe there's a Porsche somewhere in this car show, but we did not. Oh wait, we did see one. We saw 964, right? It was a 964, 993. The 993. We'll go check that out later. But either way, we'll go check out Lamborghini next. Lotus and then Lamborghini. We just got a couple more tidbits of the Lotus to go over. And once we go over that, it's going to be good. But besides that, yeah, look at all the McLarens. They're really pretty cars. You cannot go wrong. Like an aesthetically pleasing car. The GTS it looks good. I think it's a little bit better proportion than the original GT, if I'm not mistaken. It looks less like a Corvette. Because the Corvette really stole its styling, the new one, in my opinion. Anyways, we're going to close off with Lotus before we move on to the other Lamborghini. Now, what's really cool is this inline 4, or the 4-cylinder engine that goes into the Mira is an AMG sourced engine, and the V6 that goes into the Mira is a Toyota V6. What's really cool is that they have very similar horsepowers, very close in pricing. So it's just whatever engine you prefer and what kind of power output or torque you want. Because either or, you're looking at some fucking quality. Just saying, quality. Beautiful cars, check them out. Good time. We're moving on to Lamborghini next, and then we got a bunch of other stuff. But they need to turn off the music. Vern, do something about that. Now we're at Lamborghini. We're looking at the brand new Revuelto from Lamborghini. V12 hybrid, 1,000 horsepower. Sounds kind of like a hairdryer. The one I saw, I got to see one that's actually revving out and giving us some proper sound. I'm going to have to clean that lens later. It's a little dusty. I'm going to take a note of that. Anyways, there's the Revuelto. There is the Urus SE. On the other side, we have a Sterrato. We have another Sterrato over there. We have a beautiful Technica. And oh my God, I see a John. Mr. Rothman.
Good morning.
What are you doing here?
I am doing what you are doing here, Alan.
We're not looking at cars. We don't like cars.
We do not like cars. That's why we're at Media Day at the Montreal Auto Show, Alan.
And we've never seen
in winter, minus 20.
And we've never seen any of these cars before. This is the very first time that we're seeing any of these cars.
Correct.
For the very first time,
That's
right?
correct.
Now,
Absolutely.
Very important question.
Yes,
are
sir.
you as upset as me as that there's only been one Porsche here all day?
I am.
It's like 1993.
Where did you see? I didn't even see
up
it.
in the tuner section. There's a 993 with a
I didn't
GT2
even,
kit
I didn't
on
even
it.
see the Porsche. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's depressing. Like, what the hell? What the hell?
I know.
Anyways, there's the hairdryer Revuelto. There's hairdryer Revuelto Part 2. You definitely need a Gintani exhaust on these things to make them sound
100%,
good.
for sure.
Unfortunately, that is the future of cars, and that's why we're so mad, and that's why we love shit like the 599 GTO back there, right?
Definitely.
And all those other pieces. Now, we're going to let John go because I got so much more shit to do, and
Bye,
John is
guys.
busy as fuck. So, with that said,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, don't forget.
Follow this guy.
Like, comment, subscribe, share. But I don't give a fuck, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, Revuelto, Urus, Technica, Sterrato. Look at all this excitement. We're going to go find other cars to stare at. We're still looking for a Porsche. Good luck. All right, we'll see you soon. Mercedes-Benz has made their triumphant return to the 2025 Montreal Auto Salon. Right behind me, we have the AMG GT63, which is 63 in its name only. I believe it's a 4-liter V8 turbo. At least it has a V8. That's his best. Mark my words, the 6.2 liter V8 from Mercedes was the best Mercedes engine that came out of AMG ever, literally ever. This is the GT63 V8, probably one of the few V8s there are. We got a bunch of PHEVs, fucking, what the fuck are they called? Hybrids, pieces of shit. Lots of hybrids here, a couple more SUVs over there. That might be, no, it's just a 4MATIC CL, so it means nothing. CLE, basic, no nothing. Let's go take a look at the new SL, the 55. That lady just talked over me, but it doesn't matter, I don't care. I'm tired now, I'm old, I'm getting cranky. Vern wants lunch, we got things to do. All right, this is the SL 55. It's also got a 4-liter V8, so really the numbers mean nothing anymore. They used to mean something, now they mean nothing. But this is the SL 55. We've seen a couple of these already on the road this past summer, so if you want to hear them, you can check out Sounds of Montreal to see those cars making sound. I don't think we've seen a GT63 yet, but yeah, 4-liter V8. The rest of them are 4 cylinders, pretty much. That sums up Mercedes for you, but they are one of the bigger German brands to show up again this year for the first time since 2018, I believe, or it wasn't just dealerships showing up. So, wait, no, dealerships. These are the dealerships put this together. Never mind, it's the dealerships that showed up again, not actually the big boys, right? So we're still searching for Porsche, but we did get our days ruined really quickly. Our day was absolutely ruined. Not only did they bring one Cybertruck, they brought fucking 2. And you know how much we dislike anything electric on this channel because we're all about the V8s, the V10s, the V12s, the V6 turbos, the inline 6s, the RBs, the 2Js, and we love all those engines. We're not happy with the fridge. And then we got fridge number 2, and then we got the lineup of bad cars. Yeah, oh, I don't need, this is a local one too, if you look. This is the Foundation series. That means it was found on a nation. Okay, never mind. Vern says no. It was found to be a piece of shit. That's what it is. Fuck Cybertrucks. I hate Tesla. I'm not down with electrification. Bring us more engines, V8s, V12s, supercharged V8s, turbocharged V8s, all kinds of V8s. I can't help it. I can't help it. This is I'm going to die on this hill. Bring me more V12s. All right, we got, might as well just run with it. We got Cadillac across. We'll get this all done in one shot. One shot. We're not going that way. That's crazy. There's too many people over there. That's stupid. We got here to check out the Cadillac. So we check out the Black Wings. Which one do we got here? Is this is the CT4. We got the CT5. This is the proper one with a nice V8. Proper V8, supercharged if I'm not mistaken. Was this thing supercharged, Vern? Was it turbocharged? I can't remember. I think it's supercharged. Beautiful little car. I love the carbon seats on it. Really, really wild. Now, Vern, get that interior. Check out that interior. It's a really classy interior. Very, very nice spec on this Cadillac. I really like the two-tone interior. I'm going to get Vern to come into the back door next to check out the carbon buckets on the backs of these things. If you just go into all the carbon work there, Vern, check that out. Really, really cool. Really, really wild car. And this is a good sounding V8 too, which is pretty impressive. Now I'm going to bring him over to the driver's side so he can go take out the driver's side things. I'm going to close this door for him because Vern's busy. I'm not. I just talk. He does all the work. All right, let's go. We're going to come here. Now we're going to get on the driver's side here. Now, as you can see, it's very, very nice car. The build quality ain't that bad. It's still American build quality, but a lot of the carbon work makes a big difference. Pretty cool. Lots to see here. Let me see. It's a sequential shifter. It's a little small for me. I gotta bring the seat back somehow. It doesn't go back. Okay. Anyways, but it's a good cockpit. Nice little seats. I'm not sure I like the pedal positioning. It's kind of weird. It reminds me of a Logitech steering wheel in Gran Turismo, if that makes any sense. But anyways, beautiful looking car. Lots of carbon. Lots of stuff to look at. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now I'm going to get out of the car because I'm old. This takes me a second. Oh my God. I'm getting too old for all this. But no, it's a very cool car. And the fact that it's a V8 makes it that much better. Highly recommend. That's all the cool Cadillacs, I think. That's it. So we're going to go look for other stuff to go over. We don't have much to do. Probably got the tuner cars next. And then that will probably cap off the rest of the show. Not many other stuff that's not regular traffic in and about here. Not too many new models either compared to last year. So that's c'est la vie. Hopefully Toronto's international show will have more. But we'll find out in February if we're even going to that because you never know. Life is life. But we're going to move on. We're going to see stuff. Fuck you, Cybertruck. Here we are at Chevrolet. What you're not supposed to do is touch other people's cars, okay? That is a lesson. Don't do this, all right? You see a car, don't touch it. It's not yours. Don't fucking touch it, okay? Just do that for me, all right? Okay, we're going to move on, though. We got a bunch of Chevys here. First things first, we're going right to the ZR1. This car is really cool. We used to like the Z06, but we don't like the Z06 anymore because now we have a ZR1. Supercharged V8. Look at this. If you come here, you can see already the differences in the hood, the carbon work, the wheels. Doesn't have the big ugly wing. It's got the little wing, so it's the subdued ZR1, which is beautiful. There's all kinds of other stuff. Now, if we look over on here, it's only got 1,064 horsepower, which is, you know, small numbers nowadays. But yeah, 1,064 horsepower. You come a little bit further, you got the black tipped exhaust, the fake plate, which is, you know, this is definitely a prototype car if I've ever seen one. Anytime you see those weird plates, it's usually a prototype car. Probably doesn't really run very well. Might do maybe 40 at tops, like, you know, transpo. But yeah, that's what that is. Now we got the blue wheels, which is really cool little accent. It really matches the striping. But this is the Corvette ZR1. Fern, soak that in. Get some good B-roll footage of that Corvette. Check out the brakes, check out the wheels, check out that hood, the new hood, check out the new lines, check out all that carbon work. Lots of work went into this one. This is probably my favorite iteration of the the Corvette. The Z06 has a great engine. I don't know if it shares the same engine as Z06, just supercharged. It might. We're going to move on to the E-Ray next. We got the E-Ray. We saw one in the summer. They're quiet, not really exciting, but yeah, that's it. And that's pretty much from Chevrolet. I do not see any Camaros or anything cool outside the ZR1. There's not even a Z06 here. Huh, disappointing. All right, so there's a Z01. Vern, check that out. I'm going to walk towards Toyota. We're going to go look through Toyota next, and then probably Subaru and move on from there. So good times. Let's go check that stuff out. Here we are sitting in the back of a Sienna at the Montreal Auto Salon here in 2025. It's exciting. We're sitting in the back of a Sienna. All right, so we're going to move on to other cars. Here we go. We have the Hakone Edition BRZ Toyobaru. But this is the 86. Spiritual successor to the Trueno and the Levin and the AE86 chassis, which is pretty cool. If you just get that interior, it's a very nice interior that goes with this green. It's a very, very cool green. I'm a very partial to green cars, and I'm very partial to green cars with bronze wheels. So this hits all the things. It's a little expensive, like 41 grand or so, which is pretty crazy, but let's just sit in there and see how comfortable it is. I'm treacherous with my Porsche shoes. What am I staring? It's missing the shifter because we're at the car show and people steal this. All right, that's why this is in here, is because people used to unscrew them and take them home. It was a thing. It's got 3 pedals, manual transmission. This is actually a lot more comfortable than sitting in the Blackwing. I find I got way more room. I'm a little bit far from the steering wheel compared to where and I would prefer a flappy paddle gearbox because I suck at driving. That's pretty much it, right? Like, so that's it. But pretty cool car. I think I can move the seat forward somehow. Oh, I can. Did you see that? It had a proper seat moving thing. Unbelievable. Analog. Who would have thought? This is gorgeous. It's got the 3 pedals. If you look down here and you look at the 3 pedals, manual gearbox, beautiful interior, beautiful green car, and you can tell it's not a wrap because it's got green everywhere. I would highly recommend this if you're in this price range for 41 grand. It is a little pricey for a special edition, but if you can get this paint scheme without a special edition price tag on it, then it'd probably be around 30 grand, but I don't know if that paint is offered with anything else. We're going to move on to the Toyota Subaru. This technically is the last of the Z4 chassis, the Z4 engine, the last that BMW produced. The Z4 got discontinued, but the Supra didn't. Now I think it's got a new four-cylinder. It's got a V6. The V6 is from BMW. The 4-cylinder might be Toyota. I am not 100% on that. Vern will know better. He'll put something in, correct me, but yeah, it's still not a bad little car. Manual transmission. Just going to look at the interior here real quick. It's a little bit more basic than the other one. This is like a weird bluish purple color. I don't even know what it's called, but it's pretty cool. This is the Supra. I think this is a 2025 model or 2024 model, but it's not a bad looking car, honestly. It really grew on me. I do like the back of it. You can see the way the speakers are set up and the way it's a nice little hole between the trunk and the 2 seats. So it's a nice little thing like that. I want them to do a T-top like the original Supras so you can pop the roofs. But, I mean, for such a sporty car, I find the BRZ or the 86 to be a lot bigger and a lot more comfortable. I don't think, oh, see, this is you notice a shift knob is here? It's because you cannot turn this one, right? This is attached. It's one thing. So that's going to be here the whole time. But it is a six-speed manual transmission. 6-speed manual transmission, which is pretty cool. Nice little speaker setup in the back. Like I said, I like this bar and the thing. It's very reminiscent of the 350Z back when it came out in 2003, 2004, somewhere in there. We're going to go to Nissan eventually to go look at some cool stuff. But this is the GR Supra. It's purpley blue. It has stuff. Does like 300 plus horsepower. Good times. Let's move on. Oh my God, I am so old and these cars are so small. Oh my God. Okay. Whew. Old people stuff. There we go. And then we're going to move on quickly. Next to Vern, we have the GR Corolla. This thing is really wild. Unbelievable little car. Little expensive. I mean, everything's expensive nowadays. But also a manual transmission. If Vern got in here again, and you'll notice something about this manual transmission, it's one of the ones with the ball on top, so they've removed it so no one can steal it, like all the years ago when we were at the Olympic Stadium having fun stealing balls off the damn car. or the shift knobs off the cars. It was a long time ago. The 80s and 90s was a wild time. But this is the GR4 Corolla. Pretty quality piece of machinery. Toyota's been really killing it in these like lower markets because no one else is at these price points. Honda doesn't do it no more. Well, they got the Type R, but it's kind of shit. Nissan doesn't have anything really anymore. Everything's plus 60,000 plus. If you're looking at the 400 or the Z, depending on your car. But this thing is not a bad looking car. Well, let's go see how much they're asking for this particular spec. It's coming in at way too much money. $51,000 to start with this Corolla. Unbelievable. Can you believe a Corolla costs $50,000 now? So if you base that on the stock Corolla, regular ass Corolla like this one, like this XSE or whatever it's called, I was right, it's the XSE. Okay, see, just want to say I was correct. Anyways, $27,000, $30,000 for a Corolla now. Unbelievable. The world is changing. But, you know, who would have thought? We got $1 million Ferraris now, so not surprised that we're going to get $50,000 Corollas and $30,000 Corollas and $30,000 Civics. That is a really good green. Toyota's got some good greens, I gotta say. I bet you that's a Hakone edition too. And I bet you that green is specific to Hakones. But that's Toyota. We're gonna move on to Subaru and the other brands next. And then we'll start running around to take pictures. We also got the Ford GTD coming up, and I cannot wait to show you that car. That is cool. I didn't expect it to be here. I'm waiting for the crowds to disappear before we go harass that car and take some pictures and do a little walk around of that really, really wild Ford. Anyways, we'll go check that out. Subaru's next. We'll go there next and see what they got to say. And now here we are inside the Toyota BRZ. The Toyobaru BRZ 86. This is the other variant. This is the TS version of, I gotta get out here quick while it's beeping. This is the TS version of the BRZ. Pretty cool. I think I enjoy the interior finish on the BRZ over the Toyota. Hands down. It seems like a more quality piece of car. A little bit better fit and finish, if that makes any sense. But that is the Toyota Subaru BRZ. I've done that like 9 times. Vern is going to have a field day when we get into editing. I'm going to get like 17 messages like, "How, you don't even know what a Toyota is? You don't know what a Subaru is?" Yeah, Vern, stop making fun of me, Vern. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed or know this about me, but I am a huge Nismo or Nissan Motorsports fan. I have been a fan of Nissan ever since I discovered the Skyline R32 way back when. But here we are with the latest and greatest from Nismo, the Z. The Nismo Z here in beautiful crystal white, if I'm not mistaken. It's just a really cool car. It's got all the Nismo accenting, the Nismo badging. It's got a little bit more horsepower, better suspension, wheels, brakes, the whole 9. If you come over this way, Vern, you can see these, I believe, are Recaros. Beautiful Nismo stitching up at the top. They decided to out the red O. It's usually a red O, but they've only gone with the white this time, I guess, because of the red material on the seats. This one's got stripes. That doesn't matter. It's just got stripes. We're going to continue on the Nismo. Not many are produced. This one's going for about 80 grand, which isn't too bad. Come look at the interior. Lots of Nismo badging everywhere. If you get the carpet, all this beautiful stuff. I'm a huge Nismo fan, so this is kind of like a beautiful, beautiful car for you. I'm just going to step in here real quick there. Oh my God. Once again, beautiful. You know what? So out of the cars we've sat in today, the BRZ and the Toyobaru, whatever you want to call it, and the 400 seem to have a really good sitting position. I like the way the brake and the gas, it's got the flappy paddle gearboxes, so I can feel like a future person and flappy paddle it. Look at it, look at it. Flappy, 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 flappy. Exciting. But yeah, this is the Nismo 400. We saw the Nismo Z. It is not the 400Z like a lot of people call, but it is the Z. But that's really cool. I'm glad to see that they still have a Nismo showing up at the car show after all these years, especially since Nismo is only a relatively new thing in the last 10, 15 years in North America. So that's pretty cool. We got some tuner cars and a Ford to come up next, so stay tuned for that. We're here really quick. We just saw this cool Kia. It's cool. I got nothing to say about it. It's probably electric. I just don't want to know because then it'll ruin the coolness factor. But look at it, it's pretty cool. We'll walk around. Come, Vern, come. Come, Vern, come. Single seater, because you don't want passengers. Forget passengers, you don't need them. It's got a thing that you can put a fridge on, or your Cybertruck, whatever comes first. You can put in your own personalized plate, and it could say, fuck Cybertrucks. If you come around here, oh, it's got one of those linoleum floors, so you don't make a mess. And if you go surfing, you can just get rid of the water, you know, but I don't surf, so it doesn't matter. That's not a table. That's a poker set for pokering. I don't poker either. But, like, I don't get it. There's 3 seats in the whole fucking thing. What is the point in 3 seats? And you can't have a passenger. Your passenger has to look the other way. And no seatbelts for them. They're just gonna die. Oh well. Still, probably one of the cooler cars here outside the Ferraris. We're gonna go see the GTD now. Cool. All right, good times. Now we're here with something really incredible. The Ford Mustang GTD. Look at this thing. Sub 7 minutes on the Nürburgring. This is direct competition for the GT3 RS, the Black Series, the STOs, the Pista Speciales, and the Challenges of the world. Ford decided to come up with something crazy. Like I said, sub 7 minute Nürburgring time. Now, I don't know, Vern, if you can see it, but if you can get into the rear of the car, you can see the suspension setup. Check out how the wing is hanging off the body. The wheels are just incredible. The freaking brakes on this thing for the stopping power is just absolutely maddening. The color is not that bad. The air intake for the braking system to keep the engine cool and keep the brakes cool. Look at all that airflow. Now, if you come back to the rear, same thing. That little hole there is going to help the airflow to go to the back and cool the braking systems. The suspension, as you can see, is right there on the rear suspension. You can see it through the back seats where the back seats would have been. I don't know how well Vern can actually catch it. Maybe we'll be able to get it on the other side. Come, Vern. We're going to look on the other side. Follow me. I'm going to walk through this crowd real quick, cause a little bit of trouble. We'll go around, and then we're going to take a peek right here. Maybe we can see it a little bit. Well, we can see it a little bit better. Hopefully you can get in there and catch that suspension setup, because that is really, really wild. I mean, out of all the cars I did not expect to be at the car, bless you, of all the cars I did not expect to be at the 2025 Montreal Auto Salon, this is definitely one of them. Absolutely cool Ford, 5-liter V8, naturally aspirated, if I'm not mistaken, which makes it that much better. Unbelievable. Probably has the sound of Satan himself fucking being angry in the morning. Danny got his morning coffee, and that's what this car probably sounds like. We can only hope. But yeah, very, very cool. Keep a look on that car, Vern. It's a little dusty. No, it's just a shadowing. Oh, but very, very, very cool. I highly recommend coming to the 2025 Montreal Auto Salon just to see this thing. This here is the coolest car at the show. The most modern, the most new, the most da-da-da-da. Everything else is electric or old. This is probably the coolest thing out of the modern cars that we have here outside the ugly Challenger over there. We're not going to talk about, but this is really cool. This is wild. Ford Mustang GTD, 7 minutes, under 7 minutes at the Nürburgring. Lots of power. Direct competition for a GT3 RS. Pretty freaking wild. Unbelievable. Okay, we're gonna move on now. I don't know what we have left. We got like a Porsche somewhere. We gotta find at least one Porsche today. Seen everything else but the Porsche. So we'll go look for that. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, good times. So this concludes the 2025 Montreal Auto Salon. As you can see, we're leaving you here with the Big Five, the 250, the Monza, the Pistas, the Speciales, the 360 Challenge, all of these beautiful cars, my lovely V12s, the 812 Comp, the America, so on and so forth. Once again, really good show we had here in 2025. It will be taking place from, I believe, January 17th till the Sunday following, which is like the 20-something, I don't know. Anyways, come down. It's like $20 for adults, something for kids. I don't know. I don't have kids, so I don't know how much it costs. Come check out the show. Lots of cool cars. If you have a dream of seeing all these Ferraris like I do, this is the place to do it. This is the largest, one of the largest Ferrari collections in Canada, if not the world. So it's pretty wild to see them all in one place. Really, really cool. Vern is waving me like, let's go to lunch. I get it. We're both fucking old. You're the younger of the olders, but still. You want lunch now, Vern? Yeah, me too. So we're going to go do that, and we'll probably take some pictures and call it a night. I hope you enjoy the video. We will hopefully be doing this again in Toronto. Probably not, because who knows, future. But yes, we're going to end you here with that beautiful 812 comp. The F12 TDF and the 599 GTO. Good times. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we had walking around doing this. We shall see you next year. Don't forget to watch all the other videos on Sounds of Montreal so you can actually see the cool stuff, like actual cars making noise and music like it should. None of me talking. So look forward to that. I shall see y'all later. Have a good one.